Hello, welcome everyone to my channel. Today I have decided to do a video, and that video I would be talking mostly about my journey that has brought me to tours to US for my studies. So this is going to be more of a motivational video rather than a directional video. But I think that it is very much necessary to talk about these stuffs. We always talk about like things is that is like superficial, but we don't talk about things. We don't feel comfortable about talking about things that happens, behind the curtains. But those things actually are very important. What we see or what we show, what we feel comfortable showing others is the finished product, but the effort that is given towards achieving a certain goal, that is actually, from my point of view, it is actually very very important. It must be discussed about, and it must be drawn out into the light so that others can understand that it is not like a smooth drive. It is never a smooth drive down the hill. It's like it is more of a, like, a bumpy road. So people just see that, oh my god, he have achieved this, oh my god, she has done that, things like that. But the things that is happening behind the curtains, the problems that people are facing that are ultimately taking them to their goals, and what they have to go through, what they have gone through to have achieved a certain point or certain stage in their life or certain things in their life, that is something that must be discussed. So today I have decided to talk not about entirely about GRE. So this is a video separate from the series. So if anyone is interested purely in the series, then you can skip the video. But if you think that you are feeling down and you need some motivation, and you want to listen to my story, then please stay and listen to my story. I am hoping that it will motivate you to do something, to achieve something better for you, and hopefully it will be a little bit directional too. So about me, I have I think I should start speaking about uh, from my university level education. So how I got there. So every time one single battle ends, we prepare for another, and it's like more or less we don't get to catch a breath. We were pushed by like it's like a roller coaster ride. It just a cascade, a series of events keeps on happening, unfolding once we become a student. But people don't realize that we are, most of the people, I don't know, and they feel comfortable like telling that oh, you guys are students, you guys have nothing much to do. But it is completely the opposite. We have to like face the everyday, like there are millions of unseen battles that we have to fight to get to a point. So I'll say that I'll talk a little bit about myself. I completed my O levels during May 2007, and then after that I completed my A levels in May 2009. So after completing my A levels, after O levels, it was like okay. So I knew that I had to do my A levels. So that was okay. So it was, I needed to get admitted into a new school. I don't feel comfortable staying in one place for too long, so I constantly change schools. For example, I used to be, at first I was in a kindergarten school. It was a Bengali medium school. It was I did my playgroup and nursery there, and then I shifted towards an English medium school, Manarat International School. So I did from KG1, kindergarten 1 till standard 6. So after that I shifted towards Turkish school. So from standard 7 till O levels I did there, and then from there I went to mastermind school for my A levels. So I kept on shifting, but after I was done with my A levels, I was actually a little bit baffled. I was actually little bit worried too. Little bit, I'd say it would be an understatement. I would say that I was a lot worried. The thing is, like, after you are done with your intermediate level or your A levels examination, advanced level examination, you're just stuck with this thing, and then what to do next. Because whatever you are going to choose next is going to define how you are going to walk in the rest of your life. So you are going to choose your, literally, not your subject, your profession. So I was a little bit worried because during my A levels I decided that I would like to pursue pharmacy, because during my first year of A levels, um, representatives from the Monash University from Australia, they came and they were talking about this subject, and I found it to be very interesting about the prospects of pharmacy. And ever since then I was studying about it, and I was thinking that what I need to do if I needed to study it. So my primary thought was that I would go abroad, and then probably I'd start studying there. Like, I was, my primary target was, like, to go to Australia, but somehow that didn't happen, and I was like, oh my god, now what? So for 6 months, this is like, primarily towards Bangladeshi students, so they can relate with me how I felt at that point of time. So our parents are like, they very much want you to go into and try into public universities. So it's a matter of prestige here, and whether you like it or not, that doesn't matter, because your relatives and your parents, they all want this to happen. Like, if you should give examination into the public university. If you have the chance, if you have the opportunity, then you should prepare and attend the admission test, and you should try to pass that test and become a part of a public university. So people have preferences. So I was like, I honestly didn't think that this would happen, because I was talking to my dad at the time, and I was telling him that I wanted to go abroad. I wanted to go to Australia at that time, and I was thinking about Australia just for the fact that because of those representatives that came from Monash University, and they really touched my heart. So I wanted to go there and study pharmacy, but that did not happen. I was actually broken inside. But then again, after my May 2009, after I completed my A levels, I started to like, get admitted into university coaching centers for, like, to prepare myself for the public university exams. So I went there, and my mother was like, she was really pushy. People, it's okay, it's understandable. Parents, they dream for their children, they dream about their children. They want them to attain heights that probably they wanted to attain and they could not. And even if they did attain that height, they want their children to go beyond that height and become somebody better. Some, like, they want their dreams to be realized by their children. So it is absolutely normal. It's not bad. But the pressure at that point of time, and the depressive phase that I had to go through, it was tremendous. And then, like, I was in English medium school, and I had to prepare with Bengali medium. I had to study Bengali medium stuffs, so that I can attend the public university examination. So I had to, like, go through a lot of these things. So I was at that point of time, I was not motivated to attend a public university, and eventually, like, I didn't get into one. So I was sorry, I was hoping that probably if I do not do well, if I don't get admitted into any one of the public universities, my parents will eventually be forced to listen to me, to give in to me, and then eventually they would listen to me and then send me abroad. But that did not happen. My mother told me that she opted for the private university options, and then she was like buying the she was buying the admission forms from BRAC University, and then from IUB and North South University. And that around that time, North South University was opening their new campus. So I went to BRAC, I went to North South University, I gave exams there, and for some reason I did not attend the IUB examination. So what happened is that I got admitted into both BRAC and then um, North South University. In BRAC, I opted for Triple E and BBA, with Triple E being my first option. And in North South University, I opted for biochemistry and pharmacy, with pharmacy being my first option. So the two pathways. So I was thinking that wherever I get admitted, I'll just start studying with any one of the things. I was like so depressed at that time, and I was like I didn't know what to do. Like if I did not go abroad, if I did not go there, I was thinking that okay, I'll just study whatever it is. I did not think much about what's going to happen ahead. But Alhamdulillah, I later I calmed down, and after getting admission into both of the universities, I decided to attend North South University, and after discussing everything with my parents and friends and my family, I decided to go for pharmacy. So after completing my bachelor's of pharmacy, so another thing came up, and this is this was another stage, another step, bigger step and big decision for me to be made. I was always, for me, I was always underinformed. Probably because maybe I was lazy, or probably because I just always focused on the job at hand. I was from the very beginning as a student. I was always good at focusing on the job at hand and getting the things that I have right in hand done. So this is not good. Students should look around and look about everywhere, and then they should try to be well informed, and so that they can have options in their hand, so that they can have things ready in their hand. This I did not have because of my laziness, because of my character, because of how I am as a person. I just didn't look for any other things, or get to know about any other things. But in 2013 I completed all my core courses, and I was left only with my thesis. I was working with my thesis from June 2013 till about 2015, January 2015. So I was writing my thesis. And I was also doing my lab stuffs and everything. So during that period, I got the air of GRE, that okay, if you want to go abroad, then you need to, if you want to go study in the US, then this is a good thing. And I was listening that the options for pharmacists who are who go to USA are vast, and then and who are trained in the USA, the options, the doors open up, so they are vast. And that's what got me thinking that okay, this is something that I need to do. And another thing was that my sister was in the US already, so I was thinking that I have family there, so probably I should think about attending a university in USA, and most preferably close to my sister's location. So that was one of the things. So I started to think about GRE, and then I was looking for materials online, and then I was thinking about what to do, and then I was buying books. At one point at the end of 2014, I signed up for the GRE and the IELTS. I gave my IELTS in September, but for the GRE I signed up originally for December 2014, but I was not at all prepared. I was just thinking then what I should do. I was thinking about my options, and I was overally very much afraid of GRE. At first, it was so foreign to me, and I was really I was feeling tired. I should say that, I just got done with my bachelor's, and now another huge thing comes in front of me, and it felt at that time quite insurmountable. I was thinking that, okay, one after the other, one after, I need to catch a breath. So I was just relaxing a little bit. With the IELTS score though, I was um, applying to Swedish universities. I applied to Uppsala University in 3 subjects, and then in Karolinska Institute in 1 subject for toxicology. And for the Uppsala, I selected molecular biology related stuff. So in Uppsala, they rejected me in all of the categories. But in Karolinska, they accepted me for the toxicology categories. But after December went past, to January went past, I was at the beginning of January started to think that I will take the GRE. I will take my chances, and I was like, I never visited any other country. I was always in Bangladesh, so I was a little bit afraid. So it just got to me that if I go to a country alone, that I was not very much comfortable with that thought. I was a little bit, actually a lot afraid. So I didn't know what to do. So I was thinking that, okay, I'll just get done with the GRE, and I'll try my very best, whatever I can, and then go to USA, because I have relatives there. I have my sister there, my brother-in-law, so it should be a lot more easier for me to stay there. So I was thinking about a lot of things, a lot of calculations happened, and yeah, eventually I started from January. I started GRE very seriously. I started to memorize words, and then, because that's the very first step, and then I was like, doing a lot of work, like, 8 hours, 10 hours worth of work each day, and I kept on doing this for 2 months, 10 days almost. My exam, GRE exam, was on March 12th of March 2015. So I gave the exam. I started preparing from January 2015, and then I gave the exam on March 12th of March 2015. One of the reason I think that, I could manage within this short span of time is because I had a good good mathematics background. I had a good understanding about the mathematics. Till my A levels, I was like very good at it. All of them, it was A, so I got A grades till my A levels, and I was like, I was comfortable with mathematics as a whole. So it was okayish. So I didn't have to I didn't have to give much time towards it. And then there was this English. So I was in English medium school, so it was not that difficult for me to get a grasp of it. So I was comfortable with it. It didn't take much time. But normally GRE preparation from scratch, if you're not comfortable with either the verbal or conspert, it should take around 6 months.